Healthy and safe workplaces in the education sector are a precondition for quality education. The European Trade Union Committee for Education and the European Federation of Education Employers recognise the need to enhance further their joint commitment to healthy and safe workplaces in education.
In 2008, realising that this was a huge problem for teachers, we initiated a project. We investigated more than 700 schools in Europe, finding out that the problems about stress was real enough and was something that we should take care of in the future.
In the joint project, ETUCE and EFEE identified concrete and practical ways to prevent and combat psychosocial hazards, such as work-related stress in education, focusing on joint social partner initiatives.
The added value of this project is having concrete measures, concrete tools for our organizations, helping to create a healthy environment for teachers and our students, so in the end to create a good quality of education all over Europe.
They carried out 4 case studies to make a comparative analysis. The countries of the case studies are Romania, Finland, Germany and Belgium. The first stop is Romania. Romania has more than 3 million students enrolled in over 5,000 schools.
My name is Daniela Turceani and I am the headmistress of Principessa Margareta. There are a lot of classes in which there are a lot of students. We have this problem with a lot of students in the last 3 years. The Ministry of Education decided to bring the very young children, 6 years older, from the kindergarten to the school.
Some of the classes have 36 students, which is a bit sad in terms of the slight chance that they have to actually do real speaking in English, for example.
Classes with a high student density is one of the issues, but there are more stress factors.
The stress also comes from the amount of paper that we have to write. The teachers have to write down on paper everything that they do in school. We all like teaching, but we don't like very much writing about everything that we do in school.
But how do the schools cope with these stress factors?
Most of the time my colleagues help me a lot. It is very important that we have a team in this school that helps me and everybody else here doing what we do very well. For example, at the beginning of the school year, we have to make a planification of our work for the entire semester or for the entire school year. We divide the work between ourselves. For example, I do it for the 5th grade, my colleague does it for the 6th grade and so on. We just change the names and we don't have to do the planification by ourselves all again.
Is this teamwork common in Romania, or are there still challenges we have to face?
Lots of teachers couldn't imagine that they can work together, they can work in teams, because our universities unfortunately don't encourage this type of teaching. Some teachers were quite individualist, so they were working on their own. But experimenting this, they realized that it's easier.
We now have experienced some good practices and know which challenges remain ahead of us.
I think it is important to build a strong educational system, and that can only be done in time and with a lot of work, coming both from teachers and from students.
The second case study took place in Finland. According to various international studies, Finland has one of the highest performing education systems in the world. But which elements contribute to this Finnish success story?
In our system, we have this sense of community. That is one of the most important things in our school. So everybody should feel like in a big family.
If you like the people that you work with, then you want to work with them. And you want to do your best. And that's so important for our pupils, because if teachers are happy, students are happy.
Trust comes on every level. So the government trusts that the teachers and the schools do what they are supposed to do. Then the school leaders trust that the teachers and everybody in school does what he is supposed to do. And then the parents trust that schools do what they are supposed to do. So the culture of trust is a very important thing.
Teaching in Finland is very, very highly regarded. I think it falls probably in the top 5 of most highly regarded positions.
With only 19 teaching hours per week, Finland has one of the lowest teaching hour rates in OECD countries. The student-teaching ratio lies just above 8 students per full-time teacher in lower education, and you need a master's degree in order to become a teacher. Teachers are highly educated and well-respected. What does this mean for the demands and expectations placed on the teacher role?
Both students and teachers require a lot from us. They expect teachers to be very good, but at the same time, of course, it means that parents, for instance, easily contact teachers.
The parents, they tend to send a lot of emails to our teachers, and they are sometimes overloaded with these messages.
Finnish schools found policies and agreements between school leaders, teachers, parents and students that work. The strength of their education system seems to come from the reliability of decisions and contracts, and from transparency. Problems are easily solved by talking to each other. Can Finland then be a blueprint for other EU countries? The answer to this question is no. Each country has its own demographic and unique circumstances. For example, in the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, there is a total staff of more than 150,000 teachers, of which 71% are female teachers. Around 1/3 of the total teaching force works part-time. Germany has got one of the highest age rates of education staff in Europe, which currently leads to more teachers retiring than are being replaced. This affects the school system in a completely different way.
We all would wish us more teachers for the children, also specialists for special children with another education as we have. There's one teacher in the class, there are 20 children, and every child has his own situation, and we want to work with this child, but it's not really successful.
In the classroom, I have a lot of heterogeneity. Children are very different with different needs and different problems and different strengths, so this is difficult sometimes.
In North Rhine-Westphalia, not only a shortage of teachers poses problems, the demands on teachers can also be stressful.
There are so many wishes to ask from parents, from the cities, that is not really good for the health of the teachers.
Parent-teacher relationship can be difficult when it comes to decisions that the parents question. And to cope with it, I usually ask my colleagues how they handle conflict. I also try to give parents room for their concerns and their ideas.
Different concepts are being developed in Germany to cope with these high demands, one of them being team teaching opportunities.
Makes things so much easier and so much more relaxed when there is a second person in the room who can share the responsibilities with me and who cares for conflicts or problems children have in the classroom.
Another concept is the Bildung und Gesundheit program.
Important was that we were a member of Bildung und Gesundheit, could get trainings, we could get advice, and we could get money for things we started to do here.
All these initiatives can be considered as small steps to a better working life environment. However, are these measures sufficient? Comparing the case studies, we see similarities and differences in both the stress factors and good practices. Teamwork seems to be one of the roads to success, not only to help combat stress when the teaching force is declining, but also to keep new entrants inside the teaching system. In Belgium, the teaching force is much younger compared to Germany. However, Belgium is struggling to retain teachers in the teaching profession.
Il y a un grand nombre d'enseignants qui quittent le métier dans les 5 ans, environ 35%. Et par ailleurs, au sein de notre établissement ici scolaire, depuis quelques années, on a un remplacement très important du nombre d'enseignants. Pas mal d'enseignants sont partis à la retraite ces dernières années. Et on est aussi face à une école qui est en forte croissance. Donc 2 raisons pour lesquelles on a un grand nombre de nouveaux enseignants qui arrivent dans le métier.
I think the insecurity is a big issue. You want to buy a house, start a family, and so on. If you don't have job security, you can't do all that things. After 5 years, if you don't have a contract, if you don't have nothing, you want to quit.
Michiel, who has been teaching for 2 years now, describes his first experiences as a teacher new to the profession at Vrije Technisch Instituut Aalst.
When I first arrived here at school, it was very stressful. It is a very big school, so you don't know your way. You know less than your students. I was very stressed about what was going to happen. I immediately got introduced to the mentors.
Mentors are part of the mentorship program that helps teachers new to the profession find their way about their school and the profession in general.
The mentorship is a 2-year course for first-year teachers and second-year teachers, and it is to help elevate the work-related stress, the psychosocial stress.
What does it take to become a mentor?
Je crois que ce qui est important effectivement, c'est que ce travail soit fait par les pairs, ce travail d'accompagnement soit fait par les pairs, donc d'autres professeurs qui ne sont pas de la même branche. Je crois que c'est vraiment un critère essentiel et qui est accepté de travailler beaucoup.
The program, it's a lot of extra hours, but it doesn't feel like that. The activities are team building oriented. It is very helpful. You feel at home and you feel at ease much faster.
Belgium was the last stop of the case studies. The project continued further with 2 training seminars in Madrid and London. The struggle for healthy and safe working places in the teaching profession persists. The promotion of a sense of community, a culture of trust, good work organisation and management, teamwork, team teaching, support personnel to help with special needs education, as well as sustainable career opportunities, long-term working contracts and decent salaries are some of the good practice approaches to follow up on in the future. Interested in the project? Make sure you visit the website of ETUCE and EFEE for a deeper insight.